do my thing.
Well, that's what I was that's what I was going to say next is, look, if you were in a relation, I was going to ask you, when is it okay to cheat? Because if you're in a relationship for a long time and let's say the sex is gone, you don't have sex anymore, but you're best friends or whatever, I don't know, whatever happens, and you have sex all the time. I mean, you never have sex anymore, but you're friends and you have a relationship, you have finances together, whatever, but you never have sex anymore. Is it okay to cheat at that point if the guy is okay with it? It's not really cheating, I guess, then. But.
Yeah, because you trust me, you'll know when you have a feeling that he's brushing you off or he doesn't want anything to do with you. Because that's how my situation was. It was like, every time I would call, he was always busy. No matter, like, literally, no matter what fucking time it was.
That's right.
Like, I'm busy. 3:00 in the morning, I'll call you up. I'm busy. I'm like, what? Are you busy? Fucking? Because I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. And then text, the text wouldn't, I would text him, never text back. He wouldn't stop by my house anymore. So, I mean, after a few days, I mean, it doesn't take me long where I'm just like, okay, we either need to talk and have a conversation, or I've come to the conclusion that you're just not into me anymore, which is fine. But if you are, just tell me so I can move on. So I won't like a complete dumbass sitting by the phone.
And that's the thing. Right. That's the thing that I always tell people, being as wise and knowledgeable as I am, the great Oz I am, whatever. But I always tell people that if you have to chase a guy, he's not into you. Because if a guy wants to be with you, he will be with you.
Yeah, I always try to remind my friends, like, you are the first place prize. You were the gold piece. Like,
right. Exactly.
Who are you to chase anybody?
But you will be surprised on how many people would chase after another person just to say they have someone.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, it's like pathetic to see it all.
That's insecurity and self-esteem issues. And I'm not saying that all of us hadn't gone through those types of things. I mean, when I was not your age, but when I was like my early 20s or whatever, I guess like Christian's age. I don't know how old you are exactly, Christian, but I was my early 20s. I was a fucking mess. Okay, I was like chasing guys and I was like, call me, please, bullshit, I was a fucking embarrassment to society, okay? But
I was the same way, though.
I got over that.
I think in your early 20s, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's like when you're in your early 20s, it's almost like it's kind of
it's a rite of passage
to be expected.
Yeah,
because you're trying to find yourself. You're trying to find yourself in life. You're trying to find out who you really are, and that type of thing. Not saying that I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No, I know what you're saying. It is true that a lot of 20-year-olds are like that, but I think I was just pathetic. I mean, I just really was pathetic.
Was your preferred communication phone call or pager?
I was actually on the very tail end of the whole pager thing, so I'm not as old as that. I'm 40. I just turned 40, by the way, a month ago. So I just left the youth category and went to the old man category.
Oh, I got it. So now you're using Nexium, is what you're saying?
Not quite yet, no. And I don't need Viagra, by the way. Okay. Anyway, so. Let's talk about so the thing about the whole gay marriage thing is that we have the rights there, whatever, but what about do you remember the whole story about the bakery that wouldn't bake the cake?
Oh yeah, and wouldn't let people in.
Yeah, okay. And so I had a whole conversation with some libertarian Republican right-wing person the other day about this, and I this is what I feel, and you can tell me what you think. I personally feel like I don't think it's right to make someone make a cake for someone they don't agree with. And the reason I say that is because I wouldn't want to make a cake for some Nazi coming into my store or whatever either. And so I think on one hand, it's okay to say you have the right to refuse service. But on the other hand, it's a slippery slope because it's the same as not allowing blacks or whomever else to patronize your establishment. So where do you draw the line?
Listen, I'm not saying I'm going to make a cake for anybody. But what I'm saying is all money works the same to me. So I don't know about you guys. And
make the fucking cake, go away.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Exactly. And I think the same way. I'm
saying
like, hey,
everything for money. I'm just saying.
No, I got
exactly.
You.
But I'm like, if you're going to make a profit off of it, I'm like, what's the matter, boo boo? Like,
just give them a little bit of an increase. Just give them a little bit of an increase price. You're all right.
I'm gonna have to bake away my morals, so it's gonna cost you another $50.
Exactly.
But I'll make your cake.
No, I totally understand what you're saying, and exactly like you're saying, everybody has the right to refuse service. But that is one of those things that's literally so fucking stupid that you are just wasting people's time, money,
stupid.
and your own energy.
It is stupid,
So
but
true.
the other thing about it is that the thing that you have to remember about that particular case is that it's in Oregon, and Oregon has a clause in their law that says that you cannot refuse service to anyone based on race, religion, or sexual orientation.
Oh, wow.
So in that particular case, I think that they're justified. The law is justified in saying you have to bake the cake or you're fined. However, they're being fined like $150,000. Is that right?
Oh.
For a fucking cake?
So.
I'm like, is it really worth to go through all of that? Just make the damn cake?
I mean, it's crazy the kind of money the government's going to make off this gay marriage thing.
Oh, are you crazy? I mean, God, I know. It's fucking,
Stop.
yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know. I just thought it was a horrible thing.
But that's really similar to the other article that came out this week where they were talking about the store owner who refused to they wrote a sign that said like no fags allowed,
no gays
or whatever.
allowed. Yes,
no gays allowed. And then whenever was it U-Haul dropped them dropped the mic on him and basically said like, you know, got to take our logo off. We're not messing with you anymore. And they changed their sign.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing I have to always remind people. Look, I believe that you have the right to say whatever the fuck you want. You have the right to free speech, but you have to be willing to suffer the consequences of your actions.
Absolutely.
So if you want to say, I hate fags, I hate black people, I hate Jews, I hate whatever, Mexicans, like what's his fucking said, what's his fucking name? Trump said, you know.
Donald, the motherfucker.
Yes, these fucking idiots. They can say whatever the fuck they want. More power to you. You're an American. Say what you want. But what happened to Trump? He lost his fucking shows. What happened to these people? The U-Haul thing. I mean, that's what happened. So,
because unfortunately, we live in a world that revolves around corporations, and corporations make money,
so true.
And they make money off of minorities and different types of people. And we live in a swirly world. And
I'm swirly, by the way. I'm half black and half white.
Too. So
half black, half white, right here. So
I am 100% black on this.
Eventually, we're going to get to a time in life where everybody's fucking swirly. So.
Well, that's what they say. Actually, did you see? Like, there was an article. I don't know. It was like a year ago. I read that said like 2085. Everyone's gonna look like beige, like me, you know. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like everybody's being mixed up. It's not gonna be like not literally everybody, but the majority of the population,
right?
So yeah. We're
gonna need more other boxes,
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. I mean, does it even fucking matter? I mean, why does any of this shit matter? Because the truth is, we're all fucking human. So
right. And I feel like this is really the last time in history that we're having infants, toddlers, babies that start life with technology on iPads, and then our oldest generation literally didn't have that until they were elders.
Right.
This is going to be the last time ever in history that we have such a difference in age gap and in culture. So it'll be really interesting to see, just speaking on that, how we continue to evolve.
I agree. And I think that, but you know, I don't think unfortunately, that racism is going to ever go away. I think that it's
no, this is America.
Right. And I think it's more of like a cultural thing. Like, I think it's not necessarily like, I know this sounds bad, but not necessarily like I hate you because you're black, but it's more so of like I hate you because you're hood rat culture.
I did
Does
this entire article. I did this entire article called The Truth About Race. I wrote it for a magazine about 2 years ago, and you can go there to magazine.com, by the way. But anyway, it's there, and it's a really good article. You should read it sometime because it talks about exactly what you just said. And the fact is that I said in there that a lot of times people are not really upset about someone's race. They're upset about the culture that they come from.
Right.
And or they don't understand the culture that they come from, and therefore they fear it.
Right.
So I completely agree with that statement. You're absolutely right. Now, I wanted you to talk about quickly pop culture and stuff like that because I know that both of you are big on those things, and I am too. So why don't you talk about Marc Jacobs real quick, Jason?
Yes,
you to
God.
say about it.
I've been so waiting for this topic. Okay. So,
which I was happy with, by the way. I like that picture.
Okay, so I was on. What was that?
Nothing going. Just laughing at him.
No, so I was on Facebook last week. I think it was last week, and I was on a particular blogger's website, and he was talking about it, and it was just like, oh, Marc Jacobs, you know, took this photo, you know, and put it up on Instagram and yada yada yada. So me being the perverted person that I am, I clicked on it. So I was just like, okay, well, let me see what this picture is. And I looked at it, and it was pretty much like
an aspect at first.
It was like a side ass shot.
Yes, until.
And it was like a tip of his dick.
It sure was. It sure was.
And I was just like, I was just like, God damn, I wish I can see like the full frontal.
I know.
And I was just like, and you know, it was just like, and then he released this thing saying that it was an accident. He meant to send it like as a private message to like an Instagram
somebody he was hooking up to,
and that type of thing. But hey, I wasn't mad at him, and I enjoyed.
He doesn't send me those kind of direct messages.
Exactly. And you know what? Prior to him, this story even coming out, I really didn't follow Marc Jacobs on Twitter. But when that came out, I did, just to see if he would do any shit in the future. So. Yes, because I am the perverted one.
No, so, I think he's hot. I've always thought he was hot, but you may not think he's hot, but I think he's hot.
No, I think he's hot.
Oh, okay,
I think he's hot too.
He could get it.
Yeah, he totally could. But did you see the transformation he's had from like 10 years ago to now? Yes. It's like amazing. I mean, damn. But
I didn't realize he had so many tattoos. Yeah, well, I like that though.
I do too.
I just think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting that even though we all have the same parts. Like how we always
want to
see the computer to like look at a celebrity naked photo. Like it's so interesting to
because you know why I think it is. I think it's like the one time that there's something raw about them that they're not acting or putting on or faking. You get to see the real person and see what they've got.
Exactly.
And his was hanging. I mean, that tip was pretty low, pretty low down
pretty
there.
Low.
Yes, it was.
I was paying attention. I actually called one of my friends up. Listen, I called one of my friends up, and I said, "I want you to come look at this picture. I need you to get online, look at this picture, and tell me." And according to the tip, it looked like it had a little bit, quite a bit of girth.
Yes, it did.
I'm telling you,
I was
looking at that picture, and I studied the fuck out that picture, and I loved what I saw. Marc Jacobs, if you come out with some more pictures by accident, quote unquote. But
this might be the way that he reinvents his career.
You think he's dead or whatever? You think he's dead?
Exactly.
Oh,
I know you're a fashion guy, so tell us about his career. What do you mean?
Well, for all of those that may not know, this last fall season was his last season with Louis Vuitton after like 8 to 10 years there.
Yeah.
Because the Marc Jacobs brand had kind of been tanking for a while. So they're reinventing the whole Marc Jacobs brand. They're ditching Marc by Marc Jacobs. Like they're getting rid of that whole brand. So you'll start to see that in your TJ Maxx stores this fall.
But why? And, I mean, I know it's tanking, but I didn't know that it was tanking like to the that bad.
They're just restructuring. You know, it's at that point where you've got to restructure, reinvent.
They want to reinvent the brand or whatever.
Exactly. Otherwise, it's gonna fall. And unfortunately, you know, as far as ready-to-wear collections go, which is his Marc by Marc Jacobs brand, it was always just kind of off the wall. It wasn't very wearable. It was more so artistic, which is great from that point, but you also want to make money.
Did you like it? Did you ever wear any of his stuff? I liked it. You didn't like it?
I have a few of it. I mean, I don't have any like major super cool fashion pieces from it, but I have some like good bags and some good t-shirts and stuff.
Okay. Well, that's good. But I like him. I like his style. Does he actually design his own stuff, or does he have a team that does it for him, by the way? Does he use his label?
He definitely has a team that does it for him. I can't remember the guy because he was focused on Louis Vuitton. That was his main job for so long. So he, got the Marc Jacobs brand off the ground, and of course gives it to somebody.
I see.
He created the brand with another guy. I can't remember his name right now, but they're still business partners.
Okay.
But yeah.
Interesting. Well, more power to the guy. Whatever. I mean,
Well, best of luck to him. I mean,
yeah.
Come on with some more pictures.
What about the? By the way, did you guys ever watch or have you seen the show Hunting Season?
I've heard of it, and I haven't watched it though.
Okay. Well, I'm the old one, and I watch it, so it's about y'all's generation. I mean, it's about some 20-something or whatever. It's a really good show. It's like Sex and the City for gay people. It's really good. And
really?
What network is it on?
It's on You have to buy it on Vivo or rent it on Vivo. What's it called? Vivio or whatever the fuck it's called. Where you watch? It's like YouTube. Vivo or whatever.
Vivio. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and I watch it on my Apple TV. But anyway. but it's through there. But yeah, I watched last season last year, and then this season just came out. It's really good. You guys should check it out. It's a really good show, and it's awful.
Is it like reality TV or
no? It's like a scripted series. But listen, you like penis? There's tons of frontal nudity on the show.
I'm about to get on my computer.
I'm telling you, and you can watch it online, and you have to pay for it to watch it. Now you can watch it for free, but if you watch it for free, they blur out the